The breaking news that happened right in front of our face. Brandon Pfaadt gets himself a contract extension, so he now joins just this offseason Justin Martinez and Geraldo Perdomo as young players the organizations lock up to a long-term deal. Joining also Corbin Carroll, who got one. Am I forgetting anybody? Who else is...
No, we're waiting on Gabby Moreno. Is he next?
I mean, Ketel Marte, he got his a few years ago.
Yeah,
and he's still
count.
under. I mean, he doesn't, but he's still locked up on a very team-friendly deal. I mean, look, this says a couple of things. Number one, much like Justin Martinez, much like Geraldo Perdomo, there's a big belief in this guy being a part of their future core and their future years. They want to make sure they lock it up. Number two, it speaks to the cost certainty that they're looking for. Rather than go through arbitration where, who knows how much he could make, rather than, getting closer to free agency and the temptation of getting that big payday, they basically take a wager, a $45 million gamble that you're going to be good, we're going to want you around, and we're going to want to make sure that we know exactly how much we're paying you. It fails if Brandon Pfaadt isn't any good. It fails if he doesn't live up to those numbers, if he doesn't live up to the potential that he's shown. But this is another bet by Mike Hazen. I think you're going to be good. And I think you're going to be a part of our team for years to come, and we're going to want you around. And I'd rather have you this way than risk losing you in free agency and you walk away for nothing.
Yeah, I'm a big Brandon Pfaadt fan and believer, too. I mean, I really do like him. So I think that this is a great deal for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Cost certainty is important to this organization. Cost certainty is important. So it gives Brandon Pfaadt some security going forward. The mutual option, there's a club option and then a mutual option. The club option will very likely be picked up if he pitches well. That's $21 million. The mutual option is worth $25 million, and it's very unlikely that you'll ever see that will ever see the light of day. Let me explain why. If Brandon Pfaadt is pitching well, he's not going to pick up a deal for $25 million. He's going to go want to sign a 3 or a 4 year deal and get paid even more. If he's pitching poorly, the Diamondbacks aren't going to pick up the option. So, it's unlikely, very unlikely you'll ever see the mutual option used. If he's pitching good enough, he's going to test the market and see if he can get more. If he's pitching poorly, they're not going to want to pay him $25 million. So the thing that matters is the club option. I wouldn't put too much stock into the mutual option. I don't think it'll ever see the light of day.
It was my bold prediction a couple of days ago, and I'm going to stand by it. Nothing at all against tonight's starter. And I know we saw him yesterday on the field, and I have expected you to say something to him then. This is not a knock on Merrill Kelly at all. This is more about Brandon Pfaadt. I think by the end of the season, Brandon Pfaadt's going to be the third starter for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I really believe that. I really do.
When all those young guys were coming up, he was my favorite out of all the young guys with Ryan Nelson and Tommy Henry and all the young guys. It was like I liked Pfaadt the most. I think he had the most potential to be a great pitcher. And we've seen him at times, even in the postseason run that they had a couple of years ago, just be flat out dominant. He's just got to be more consistent.
Yes.
Right? He's got to be more consistent, kind of put it all together. We've seen more glimpses of greatness out of him than we have, him pitching poorly. So I think the potential is really high for him to become, a top 3 pitcher in a rotation. Not a 4 or 5 guy, but a 1 or 2 or a 3.
I this time next year, I think he's their 2 or 3 starter.
Could be there 2.
I think
he's not going to be there 1.
He's not going to be there 1. No, we know that. But is he the 2 ahead of Eduardo Rodriguez? Is he the 3 behind Eduardo Rodriguez? Is Merrill Kelly back? Hell, is Zach Gallen back? I mean, I don't know if he's going to be or not, but you just never know until how these things come out. Now, something else this does too. We talk about money coming off the books. Well, there's money on the books now too, right? Like we've been talking for a while about, hey, $70 million comes off the books next year. True, but now money is on the books in the Perdomo contract and this extension, which kicks in next year. Not that the Justin Martinez one is that big. Unless I'm missing somebody, the only player that's left is Gabby. Like, right? Like,
yeah,
am I missing
Gabby.
somebody? He's
no Gabby.
Is there anybody else in the bullpen that you would do this with?
I don't think you do with bullpen
You're just
guys.
referring to the in-house pre-arbitration guys. correct?
In-house young guys that you want to get locked up so you can buy out all their arbration.
I don't think
have
you
to worry
do it with
about
Alec Thomas right now. I don't think you do, with Jake McCarthy. I think Gabby's the guy. I don't think you do it with Ryan Nelson. I think if you love your catcher and you want to lock him up, then you do it.
I can't think of anybody else. I'm trying.
We could have been having this conversation about Lawler if he was healthy, I think.
Potentially, is there's so many years of control. Do you really like need to do
But
it
if
now
he's
with 5
playing
years
as
of
well as
control?
he is, like Hazen likes to do these types of deals.
When you get 2 or 3 years in,
If you had seen a full season of Jordan Lawler last year, I think maybe we would have had this conversation with him. But without that full season, we're not. Like a full season here or there. I mean, wherever. I think they still need a little bit more. But now, to Mitch's point, that's where we're kind of reaching to. That's kind of where we're grasping
you
right
got
now
1
to
year
find
of
other
Justin.
names.
You had 1 year of Corbin. You had 2 years of Pfaadt. You guys got to play a year or two, and then you can go ahead and look at doing that. But I would think this is a good deal. It buys out 1 year of free agency, so that you've got a year that you don't got to worry about where the guy would have been in free agency. So you buy out 1 year of free agency with that team option for a second. So that's really a good deal for the Diamondbacks to take out the potential for if he pitches, if he is a top 3 pitcher in a rotation. You're taking out 2 years where he might be able to go really cash in on a huge deal.
And then, of course, we all know the risk. If he isn't, and the risk here is going to be a little more profound than it is for Justin Martinez, because in relative terms, it wasn't that much money for Justin Martinez. It's a little bit, if he doesn't work out, it's not quite Corbin Carroll level risk. But if it doesn't work out, you're going to take a loss on that one. I think this just indicates their belief. They think Brandon Pfaadt is really going to work out. Good for him. I guess I was reading on Twitter that he was getting a bunch of hugs in the clubhouse about 10 minutes ago. I'm sure the guys in there are
so
very
excited.
for him. That's
one of your guys
cool.
able to do that.
That's really, really cool.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.